The Tivakar hierarchy had ruled their border territories with the casual cruelty of ancient tyrants. To them, humanity was a new species. Fragile, idealistic, too fresh to the galactic stage to be anything more than a curiosity. They laughed at Earth's diplomacy, sneered at its envoys, mocked its slow, careful expansion. When the colony of New Carthage blossomed on the fringes of neutral space, the Tivakar grew restless. They despised how quickly the humans turned barren worlds into thriving sanctuaries, how their laughter and industry outshone the Tivakar's rusting conquests. So the hierarchy sent their ships, not an armada, but enough to send a message. The attack came without warning. The colony's orbital stations, barely armed, were swatted from the void. Civilian freighters burned in orbit, their transmissions begging for help that would never arrive in time. Tivakar soldiers landed with flamers and razors, cutting through homes, tearing apart infrastructure, leaving survivors impaled on shattered steel as examples. It was not war, it was butchery. And as the Tivakar fleet departed, their high marshal spoke over open channels for all to hear. Let Earth remember. This galaxy is no place for children. Crawl back to your cradle before you are buried in it. They left the ruins smoldering, confident the message had been delivered. The arrogance of victors, the Tivakar celebrated their triumph. In their great halls, they toasted with blood-red liquor, boasting that they had clipped the wings of the fledgling species. Their envoys mocked humanity before the Galactic Council, sneering that the ape world was unfit for the stars. They expected silence in return. For days, they were correct. Earth did not speak. The united systems of humanity sent no fleets, no angry ambassadors, no declarations of war, only silence. The galaxy interpreted it as weakness. Commentators across neutral networks muttered that humans would retreat inward, too frightened to stand against an empire as ancient as the Tivakar. Merchants whispered that trade with Earth was doomed. Rivals began drafting new borders, preparing to pick over the bones of the colonies like vultures. The Tivakar hierarchy laughed the loudest. "See how they tremble," said the High Marshal. "They will not answer. They do not know how." But beneath Earth's silence, something vast and terrible was stirring. The silence breaks. The first sign was the blackout. Entire sectors along the Tivakar frontier lost communications. Their border outposts went silent. No distress calls, no alarms, just absence. Traders passing through reported only fields of wreckage drifting in silence, stations cut apart with surgical precision. Then the transmissions began. On every frequency the Tivakar monitored, the same message played: "We have heard you. The debt will be paid in full. No origin, no signature. Only that voice, cold, steady, undeniable." The galaxy paused. When the human fleets finally moved, they did not move like children. They did not move like prey. They moved like executioners. From Luna's shipyards came dreadnoughts the size of small cities, their hulls forged from alloys no other race dared to manufacture. From Mars rose the crimson fleets of the Legionnaires, Earth's old soldiers reborn as armored titans. From the void between stars emerged black ships never registered, never acknowledged. Vessels built in secret for a day no one had believed would come. They moved without fanfare. No council approvals, no grand declarations. The galaxy's blood ran cold as they realized. Earth had been preparing all along. The unfolding retribution, the Tivakar's frontier worlds were the first to burn. Human fleets descended like storms, blotting out the skies with black hulls and searing arcs of plasma. Orbital defenses that had held for centuries were erased in minutes. Garrisons, proud of their conquests, were given no chance to surrender. From orbit, rail cannons fired rods of tungsten at near-relativistic speeds. Entire cities ceased to exist in silent flashes. Tivakar commanders screamed for reinforcements, but their fleets vanished the moment they crossed the border, shattered by ambushes in the void, ripped apart before they could even see the enemy. Those who survived the first strike sent panicked warnings to their homeworlds. Their messages carried one phrase, repeated over and over: "They are not fighting. They are exterminating." The nightmares awaken, but it was not fleets alone that haunted the Tivakar. Earth remembered New Carthage, the charred children, the broken homes, the screams. So Earth sent back something else. They sent the broken colonies. From the ashes of destroyed settlements rose soldiers who no longer answered to mercy. Survivors who had clawed life from ruin, hardened by loss, reforged in vengeance. These were not troops in polished armor, but revenants draped in the banners of the dead. Their ships bore no insignia but the names of massacred colonies. Where they landed, nightmares followed. The broken colonies did not conquer, they erased. Cities were left hollow, populations scattered into shadows, planetary networks drowned in silence. Survivors of Tavakar worlds whispered of human soldiers who moved like ghosts, whose eyes burned with fury no plea could extinguish. Some began calling them the haunts of New Carthage. Others simply called them death given form. And still, Earth did not speak. The fall of arrogance. The Tavakar hierarchy convulsed in panic. Fleets were pulled from distant conquests, only to vanish into the abyss where human ambushes waited. Armies were massed on fortress worlds, only to be pounded into dust by orbital strikes before they could even fire. In desperation, the High Marshal called for allies. None came. The other empires watched in silence. Those who once mocked humanity now sat in dread, for they understood, if the Tavakar fell, none of them could stand before what Earth had unleashed. The hierarchy's broadcasts grew frantic. They offered truces. They begged for negotiations. They even broadcast apologies into the void. The only answer was silence, followed by the roar of railfire. The black dreadnoughts, when the human dreadnoughts entered the Tavakar home sector, the galaxy held its breath. These were ships that defied comprehension, kilometers-long leviathans, bristling with weapons no treaty had ever allowed. Their drives bent gravity. Their shields drank entire barrages without flickering. Their weapons did not simply kill ships. They unmade them, erasing their mass in storms of light. They did not rush. They advanced with terrible inevitability, like a tide no wall could hold back. The Tavakar's home defense fleet, proud and ancient, launched to meet them. It was the largest gathering of warships the hierarchy had mustered in centuries. It lasted less than an hour. The dreadnoughts cut through them like a knife through water. Thousands of ships became wreckage adrift in flame. The survivors scattered into deep space, never to be seen again. Then the dreadnoughts turned their guns on the hierarchy's homeworld. The planet's skies burned red as orbital strikes rained down, boiling seas and cracking continents. The High Marshal's last broadcast, intercepted by a dozen networks, was a scream drowned out by thunder. When the bombardment ended, the capital was gone, the hierarchy was gone, and the galaxy understood the true meaning of vengeance. The ashes speak in the aftermath. The surviving Tavakar did not speak of rebuilding. Their empire was broken, their fleets scattered, their colonies gutted. Whole sectors became wastelands haunted by human patrols. Merchants told stories of black ships drifting at the edge of alien borders, silent but watching. Refugees whispered of ruined colonies that had risen from the grave, of human revenants who did not sleep, who did not forgive. And though Earth finally spoke at last, it was only a single message broadcast to all empires, all councils, all civilizations. We do not seek war. We do not seek conquest. But if you harm humanity, know this. We will unmake you. We will scour your name from the stars. We will become the nightmares that haunt your children's dreams. Remember New Carthage. Remember what your arrogance cost you. Remember, and never provoke us again. The silence. After vengeance, the galaxy grew quiet. The powers who once laughed at humanity now bowed their heads. No envoy dared mock them. No empire dared threaten them. Trade routes reopened, but with whispers carried on every port. Never provoke Earth. In the void near alien borders, black ships still drifted, reminders of the broken colonies that had carried vengeance into the hearts of worlds. No one knew if they were truly crude, or if they were left adrift as monuments. But every time an alien fleet approached too closely, the ships lit their running lights, cold, silent, and watching, and so the nightmares endured, haunting the stars, because the galaxy had learned the truth. Humanity's patience is vast, but their vengeance is infinite.